So I'm out in I call it the Big Bertha garden because of Big Bertha. And right now I see 2 black swallowtails and 3 yellow swallowtails. I don't know that I've ever had this many butterflies in my garden as I've seen the last couple of days. They love the butterfly bush, especially the pugsters and the pink and purple cascade. They love the blue fortune hummingbird mint and the bobo hydrangeas. So yeah, they're just so pretty. Hi there. And I don't know if you could see it earlier, but there was a hummingbird in my super petunias. I also do have a feeder out here. I have also seen the hummingbirds in the rockin' pink fuchsia, a lot of the hummingbird mint. And sometimes the vermilion over there, but not much in the vermilion. They definitely like the hummingbird mints. The pink and the queen nectarine varieties. Anyway, I just thought I'd do a quick little walkabout here. Everything's coming in nicely. My purple pugsters. You can see this nice. I think this is a type of fuchsia or bleeding heart. I'm not sure. I forget. I'd have to look back at my order. I did a lot of new things this year. But everything's pretty lush. This new bed's starting to come in nicely. Do have a few roses blooming. Knock on wood, Japanese beetles have not been bad this year. I'm not sure what's different. But anyway, I'll do a more formal tour soon. But I've just been out here watering and deadheading a little bit. We had some really good rain day before yesterday, and it's not supposed to rain, but you know, I'm looking out, I feel like I'm seeing some thunderheads, so maybe we will get a little bit more, which I don't mind. I've been watering, but you know, with these types of planting situations with containers and raised beds, you can never really get enough water. Everything dries out when it's this hot pretty quickly, even with good soil. I have seen the hummingbirds also in this purple, rockin' purple salvia. And I will post a mini, like a short of the hibiscus. Well, you can see a lot of the blooms now are kind of cycling out. That's the only thing about the hibiscus. The blooms do not last long, but it's still loaded. There's probably 100 buds. I've never had this many on this hibiscus. It is its 3rd year, but in the past I always had it on the other side of the yard, and I really was not sure if it would do well here, but it seems happy. The little bugs that like to defoliate the leaves are on it, but I don't like to spray even with neem oil, so we'll see if we can weather it or not. They seem to be getting worse now, so I may have to break down and spray. We'll see with the neem oil. I don't like spraying, even with something like that that's supposed to be safe. I do not remember seeing the butterflies on my blue fortune like I have this year. The bees, yes, but whatever reason, I don't remember seeing the butterflies on the blue fortune like this. But yeah, hey, it works for me because blue fortune is a workhorse in my garden. I highly recommend it to everybody. I will always order mine. I add every year. So like this has been here 3 or 4 years, but I order from Bluestone Perennials. Like I said, they love the pink cascade. I do too. This is the 2nd year for this one, and I added another one. And I got one also last year from Creekside Gardens, and it did not do well last year, but it is definitely coming into its own this year, so. That little dude, I want to try to get past you, dude or dudette. These black-eyed Susans I got last year late. I want to say like late July or maybe even August. It was late in the summer. I got them at Lowe's. And I have to apologize to Lowe's because I know in the past I've said, oh, my plants did not do well from Lowe's other than my dragon's breath. But, you know, I've been surveying my garden, and actually my perennials that have performed the best, like in hindsight now, they are from Lowe's last year and this year. So I don't think I'll be shopping as much at Home Depot as I have in the past. Home Depot's kind of let me down here lately. Not completely, but oh, look at that beauty. Yes. Anyway, everything's just really pretty. But this black-eyed Susan, as I was saying earlier from Lowe's, has just... And I actually moved it. I had it in a different pot, and I moved it into this raised bed that we put together earlier this year. And my goodness, this is coming along nicely. This... I got a bunch of salvia from Select Seeds, and it just never performed. And I even tried moving it, still nothing. And they very graciously actually refunded the plants that did not perform on that order, and I appreciate that. Now I have other things I've gotten from them that I ordered later that have been phenomenal, but none are salvia. I also got some butter agastache hummingbird mint. I'll have to go back and look at the variety, but it is like going to town. I'll have to show it to you real quick in a minute. But anyway, the coleus, I am definitely a convert. These are from Garden Crossings. I think this is Velveteen something. And then this is my Ruby Sparkle, Ruby Dazzle that I got on clearance at Home Depot. Now that is a Home Depot winner. This hummingbird mint, this all came from Lowe's last year. Again, I planted it late. So it's kind of odd to me sometimes, like stuff that, I don't know, I guess maybe because it's a perennial, they want you to plant it in the fall. I don't know, it just seems like an odd time to me, at least here in Georgia. But anyway, this has definitely met expectations. Again, this is a hodgepodge of stuff that I planted late, but it's already taking off. Everything's a perennial except for the rockin' fuchsia salvia, which obviously you probably know I love. But I love my raised beds. I'm so glad I did this. And I'm pretty happy with what I've planted. So, be interesting to see. The only thing that's been bad this year is spider webs. Gosh, I try to knock them down, but I just cannot seem to stay on top of it. See, oops, sorry. Got my thumb in the way. Another beauty. And they love the hummingbird mint. I mean, I see them on this Blue Fortune as much as I do any of my butterfly bushes, but I've also seen them on my hydrangeas. So right now I'm looking across and I see them. They're on the pink. They love the pink cascade, which I got another one, so I will get more of those from Bluestone next year. I think I'll just add one each year. But they also like the Bobo hydrangeas and the limelight. Real quick, I'll say more about this, but we finally did this because I'm just going to wait until fall to try to paint this. But I got these coleus for $2 each in the clearance section on Lowe's, which is another thing I like about Lowe's. They have that clearance section. I could not believe it. I got them each for $2. And I moved my autumn fuchsia from Garden Crossings over here. In hindsight, I should have put this like as a spiller in a plant, but we'll see maybe if it'll act as a spiller here. I'm not sure. The blooms are really pretty. I've just not had many. But this is the first year I tried growing it, so we'll see. Hopefully the next time I do a video, this will be nice and lush if it does like my other coleus. Just do kind of a quick walk about. I don't really want to make this like a long formal because it's very hot. And I've been out all morning and I need to go in. But everything's just so pretty right now. And I really wanted you to see all the butterflies. I've never had this many in my garden. Like there's 2 swallowtails out here now. Sorry, I keep getting my finger in the way. They tend to be, you know, on the hummingbird mint. I have a dark night, I think, butterfly bush here. They love that pink cascade. Like you can see right now, they're all over the pink cascade. And this is one I got from Creekside Nursery last year. I think I might have said Garden Crossings inadvertently earlier. This was from Creekside Nursery, and it did not do well last year. I got 2, but they have stepped up this year. So this is Pink Cascade 2. My others on the other side of the original Pink Cascade. And this is Pink Cascade 2. I think the original actually is a little more robust, but they're both really pretty. And I've got the Purple Cascade, which is blooming. You couldn't really see it where I had it. I would like to get some more of that. And I think I got that from Creekside Gardens too. I can only imagine how they would perform if I had decent soil and means to plant them in the ground. But they do great in containers too, so you know, it's all good. But I just watered everybody. Things are slowly. My annuals have, of course, you know, done great. Well, my perennials, you know, this is for some of them second, third year. I just moved this Bobo hydrangea here, but I hardly have any blooms. I don't know if I accidentally pruned too late on some of this. My wolf, whatever, is not doing well. You can see there's been a ton of needle drops. I don't know if it's the heat. I actually got to looking, and it's really actually not appropriate for this zone, so I have no idea why Home Depot was selling it. But we'll see if he makes it. I moved him over here because I thought he'd like more sun when I potted him, but again, it could just also be shock. But we did pot him before it got really hot a few weeks ago, so I'm not sure. We'll see. Yeah, it's a little bit of a, sorry. I gotta get my brush up. Sorry, apologize. It's very nice. The birds have been out. I filled my feeders. They've already just about, between them and the squirrels, taken out the suet cakes. Way out. Oh, sorry, I keep getting my hands in the way today. You can see. Got a cardinal and my feeder out there. This is dragon wing begonia. This was a gift from my neighbors, the Sheffields, and it has done extremely well. I have some here and elsewhere. So anyway, I'm almost at 20 minutes, so let's just do a quick little whip around here. So this area now, I think usually I video this tends to be in the shade. Oh, this cranberry raz, I got this at Lowe's too. The butterflies love this one too. I feel like I've seen them on that more than my Miss Molly, but I'm seeing them on that Limelight. I have had to deal with some heat wilt out here. So sometimes I do have to come out now that it's super hot and do this, as well as kind of really everything in this area, even the Blue Fortune. But, you know, I just mist it down, and if it's not rained. I don't know if you can really see, but my goodness, there are so many bees on this Blue Fortune. Everybody loves Blue Fortune. Bees. Now, I don't really see hummingbirds in Blue Fortune, but all my other pollinators, yes. And that Blue Fortune I've had a couple of years. Again, coleus. This coleus is also from Select Seeds. It's putting on a show. Honeybell, Cufia. Some more Rockin' Pink. Again, just very lush. This Black and Bloom salvia is about to reload. Pugster Pink. I just planted some wildflower seeds that I had, so we'll see. Some sulfur and orange cosmos. And then we've moved a few things around here. I was concerned that 2 of my Bobo hydrangeas were not getting enough sun here. So we've moved, you know, a few things, but we shall see. It's rain, so I need to get out and weed one day. I try to weed and deadhead one day a week. Which thankfully, knock on wood, I've not really had a lot of weed issues. So this Bobo hydrangea has done really pretty well. The my other 2 haven't. I don't know if I like pruned them back too late, or what I did. I know they bloom on new wood, so that's not you know, like an issue with some other hydrangeas where they need the old wood. But overall, I mean, I can't complain other than the spider webs just seem atrocious. I come out here and, like I said, I try to keep them knocked down because I'm afraid they're going to hurt my butterflies or my hummingbirds. But yeah, let's see. It says, oh, yum, yum. Anyway, this is like a very impromptu tour, nothing formal. This is taken off. All of this is from Select Seeds. And this was the hummingbird mint that I got from Select Seeds I want to tell you about. I will definitely reorder this from them next year. It's just really pretty. It almost reminds me of a bushier, more like a pale lavender blue fortune. Anyway, I say I need to knock down some webs off my Deodora there. But anyway, pardon the mess. I'm staving cardboard again for another project. The roses are not their best right now, but considering how hot it's been in the beetles, I mean, yeah, it's pretty normal. All of my varieties of Joe Pye weed seem to be coming along, as well as some of the shade wildflower seed that I planted a few weeks ago. This is red-headed coleus. I also got this from Select Seed, and that's with also the gifted orange begonia. This stuff is just gorgeous. So anyway, we still have not freshened the pine straw. They were out and we've just been busy. So we will eventually get around to it, probably just in time for the leaves to fall. I do want to do that. Like you can still see, like we got rid of some of the leaves, but not all. Last year it's just very difficult to stay on top of. We're going to try to be more aggressive about that this year though. This dipped in wine coleus is also amazing. So anyhow. Alright, well it's very hot and I need to go in and hydrate because I've been out walking and working, watering the flowers. And if you live in Georgia, you know how miserable it is just to even stand still in the sun. So I hope that you enjoy everything. And we'll do a more formal or more, I don't know, focused video sometime in the near future. Take care, everybody.